Why is Kapalua the king of records? And Gary, you already know this, so I'm going to read some of this stuff for our viewers at home because you have personal experience on this golf course and you know exactly why. But it is a par 73 scoring paradise. One of the few par 73 courses on the PGA Tour. Kapalua measures at 7,596 yards, but plays shorter due to dramatic elevation changes. Downhill shots at distance, giving players plenty of scoring opportunities. Do you agree?
Oh, big time.
Wide fairways for, let's see here. Wide fairways. The forgiving fairways at Kapalua allow players to swing aggressively off the tee without fear of significant penalties for missed shots. You know, they say the Hawaiian Islands aren't that big, but apparently they use plenty of real estate on this golf course.
Who doesn't love a wide fairway? It's easy to hit into, easy to get out of, and get it on the stomach-o I meant green.
Wow.
There's been times where my whole head has been inside.
Jesus.
Now I know you're asking. Yes, my hat was on the whole time. And yes, she did not call me back after she left the hospital. I think I'm done with Tinder for a while.
Jeez. Have any of these encounters worked out well for Gizmo? I doubt it. The risk-reward layout. The course features reachable par 5s and dogleg par 4s that encourage creativity and bold play, including the signature par 5 18th where Matsuyama sealed his victory. So, Gary, kind of give us a run-through. I mean, since you're going to be our resident expert on Kapalua, do you feel like, you know, kind of what we're reading here makes sense? Big course, open fairways, bombable.
Well, here's like what's interesting. So they were talking about changing the par 5 into a par 4 that was like number 4, number 5, because everybody was hitting a bomb drive. And I think the average second shot in was like 186 yards. So these guys are hitting like, 9 irons into this hole. But then on 18, each and every guy had 275 to 310 yards away for their second shot. But like the risk reward thing, so you got a huge undulation and it all swoops down to the left. So you could actually, make sure you fly it out to the right and then hit that, spot on the fairway where it's going to roll out. But you also have out of bounds way left and could totally destroy yourself. So those two, I think they should keep that par 5 a par 5 that's really short and then continue what they're doing, because watching Eagles is fun.
Yeah.
And why not just have one designated tournament to where all these guys go out and just fire it up?
Break PGA Tour records.
I'll tell you something. One of my biggest pet peeves at a golf course is when you go to a par 4 but you go to the tips and it turns into a par 5. I know there's I believe there might be one at place we normally go to.
Green Garden.
It was lost it on my head.
I don't understand how courses determine that. They're like, the par is this or it's that, depending on if you hit from here or there. Because how would you compare scores? It's like, I shot this. It's like, well, I shot that, but I hit the farther back tees, so I get like an extra stroke. So technically, I kind of won. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know golf course design well enough.
Well, what's insane is like if you're playing the championship tees, a lot of these par 4s are par 5s. Like last night when we were playing the championship tees at Sawgrass, I mean, 458 was a par 4, which shouldn't be a par 5.
No,
but that is definitely a long par 4.
Big par 4.
Yeah.
Hitting full club and then big iron, bring it home. Yeah.
So this weekend, how many people, you said that you could really hit the bomb shot to go for the par 5 to eagle it. Were there guys that were going for it and missing, hitting out of bounds and stuff like that? Or was pretty much everyone
I
making
saw
it,
so many wonderful second approach shots to 18. I didn't see anybody go out of bounds. But I didn't watch too much, but I watched enough.
I mean, that's it. I think, wide fairways. And they also talked about the rough is not crazy penalizing. Like we see like at, a U.S. Open where it's just like, I mean, whatever, crazy long dog hair they're trying to hit out of. Where they say that even in those scenarios where they are off the fairway, it's still pretty playable. So I feel like, these guys are just like tee it high and let it fly. Get some of that Hawaiian breeze behind you.
Yeah.
What's crazy
So
is
the course just... Sorry, go ahead, Gary.
Well, I was just going to say, Collins coming second, I don't know how many times at this. And to shoot what he shot and to not, he was just on fire, that other guy. but if you're gonna break a record that's never been broken in the history of golf, it's kind of hard to beat that.
Yeah. Which has got to be
I mean, so is the
so
course just
frustrating.
too is the course just too easy then? I mean,
It is
if
not
they're setting
easy
records?
though. It's just I think these guys are just that good and know where to hit and do it and the undulations. And if it's like a calm, non-windy day, you're gonna have such a much easier day at Kapalua.
They also said that the month of January is like perfect for that golf course.
It really is.
Prime weather,
Yeah.
prime condition for like the grass to be at its best. Like, could you imagine though? Like one of the greatest places on the planet is Hawaii, and then you're going there and playing one of the greatest golf courses in the very time of year that it is at its prime. That is such like peak golf. Whereas like, here's us like trying to get like a spring rate
Oh,
where it's
God.
soggy
Yeah.
and you got to walk, no carts.
You're like looking over and you see whales, you got
Oh.
a rainbow, and they're all connect. It's
What do
cool.
we got here? What do we look over and see? Like, what do we get?
You could see 2 rainbows,
Double rainbow?
doubles, and you see them where they end and start. It's cool.
You
It's
can see the pot of gold.
horseless.
Oh,
We get to see deers and deers.
yeah.
Gunfire.
Hey, I was in a golf cart at a course in Nashville, and a raccoon came up and was taking snacks out of like the little glove box thing in our golf court. True story. He was like standing on his back legs, like grabbing things out and pulling them, and was like, "What do you do? Do you just like let him have chips? Do you worry about his
you let 'em have
cholesterol?"
chips for
And,
sure.
well, at that point too, though, that bag of chips is gone.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, "Hey, leave some for me."
Yeah,
get
you're
your
not
hand out of
picking
there.
out of there after you see that.
I heard those are like the worst animals to corner.
They don't look like they, I mean, they got claws and
Yeah.
teeth. Like I can't imagine they look friendly.
No.
No,
Mm.
no.
I could imagine cornering a Bengal tiger would probably be worse.
Or like a honey badger.
Yeah, like a Bengal tiger, honey badger, or
Well, they were talking
undersized
about like
raccoon at a golf course.
or a bear.
normalized North American type of the scenario.
You know what else makes
Puma.
Kapalua extremely interesting? They use something called Tiff Eagle Bermuda grass on their greens. Are we familiar with how special Tiff Eagle is?
The putting is just serene, I heard.
Well, let me tell you this. Tiff Eagle is an advanced type of Bermuda grass developed specifically for golf course putting greens. It is known for its fine texture, consistent playability, and ability to handle the demands of professional golf. Here is why it is a game changer. Smooth and consistent putting surface. Tiff Eagle has fine, dense leaf blades that create a smooth, uniform surface. This ensures a true ball roll, making it easier for players to sink putts with confidence. Also, ultra low mowing height. It thrives when mowed as low as 0.125 inches. That
Gizmo knows all about that.
about 0.125 inches. Thank you, Gary.
No problem.
So glad you correlated that. Which allows fast greens speed without damaging the grass. These speeds are crucial for professional tournaments like the Century, where precision is everything. It's also very durable. It's a very durable grass. And I don't know that we get much of this grass here in Illinois, but the Tiff Eagle is incredibly resilient, recovering quickly from wear and tear caused by heavy foot traffic or maintenance. Let's see here. What else? This means the greens can stay in top condition even during a multi-day tournament. It's also resilient against pests, disease. Yeah, either way. So I guess, Rich, as you're asking what makes the course so special, it's this blend of things. We've got a course that is pretty big and open, though it's a long course with all these undulation changes. If you have strategy, you can figure out how to cut corners, get to other places. And then when you're throwing the ball up at the green, you've got a pretty consistent surface that you can kind of count on. What they also talked about was the undulation in the green can be very difficult and complicated unless you know the greens well. Then they can be very rewarding. So these guys kind of understand, like, hey, there's a funneling spot. If I hit over here, put some spin on it, I can kind of rip the ball back over to where it needs to be.
And think about like Hawaii, like this tournament is like the kickoff, and like everybody just had Christmas, everybody just had New Year's, and now all these pros and their wives and their families every year in January, you're like, oh, we're gonna go to Hawaii, And guess what? We get to play Kapalua, but then we go and play Kanapali after or Wailai. So all these guys are there for like a long time. So like I feel like that also helps in their shooting so well.
Yeah, well, and
Because
it's
they're not
also,
traveling around it.
Yeah,
Because they're not
you're
traveling
chilling,
around it
you're going to
and
be in
doing the whole
Hawaii.
thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and it's like everybody has to probably love going there the most as a family, and then every person that doesn't have kids probably loves the waste management.
I'm sure
I
all
have-
the players that don't have kids are having a great time.
I have a question. Dan, do you
Kidding.
know at all how they produce this grass? Because it's developed. It's
Yeah.
something. It's a mixture of two. It's a mixture of something and something with
Well-
Bermuda grass. But like, what do you think they do? Like, do they put it in like a indoor
Josh,
farm?
I'll tell you what they do.
It's a mixture
They get
between
some-
Kentucky bluegrass and
They get some real soft and slow music playing, and they bring a couple young, fresh grasses into the I don't know, what is it called? The horticulture center or whatever, into the greenhouse.
and they get stoned to bejesus in it.
Spray a little mist. Get a little mist going.
I-
I honestly don't know.
I heard
what
that
it
it was
is.
just
sausage
PFM.
party.
Yeah, thank you.
The movie.
Yeah.
Wait.
Rich, what do you got? What do you got?
I heard it was PFM. That's how it's made.
PFM.
What's that?
Yes.
Pure fucking magic.
Oh,